okay, I see why that was doing. I'm like, I've got the throttle at all the way back, and I'm still flying in front of you.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I have my head in the cockpit.
All right, putting my head down, fencing in.
Okay, got auto throttle on for 200 right now until I finish setting up.
Right.
Okay, coming off auto throttle, following up with you. Tape is rolling.
You actually hit record in the cockpit?
I would if it was available, but by saying that I meant Overwolf is running.
Got it.
That'd be cool though. For realistic purposes, I could go through the motion in the cockpit and then turn on my Overwolf.
Yeah. Well, that's like me air-to-air refueling. Even though there's actually no consequence, I still turn my radar off when I go onto the drogue. And my radar, I put my master arm on safe, and I turn my radar off so I don't fry the boom operator.
Right, yeah. Okay, established.
Shackle. Yeah, I'm essentially established.
Okay. I will spawn him. Okay. So we should see them at about 40 miles out on the nose right now.
Got him. About 5 left of center.
Alright, you got him hard locked?
Working on that now.
Okay. Let me know when you do.
Yep, got the lead hard locked.
Okay, pausing. Okay, let's have a look here.
And it broke lock. Unpause it and repause
okay.
it again. 1 sec. 1 sec.
Got him?
Got him now. Damn it, he broke lock again. What altitude is he at?
17. 17.
Right. Pause it. Okay.
All good? Okay, so let's have a look at him. What is our radar telling us?
All right. Radar, now, I got him about maybe 3 degrees left of center line. And what does the 275 at the top mean?
That is your heading.
All right, my heading. And his heading is reciprocal 8-9?
I'm trying to look because the sun, the virtual sun is right on that MFD screen.
Okay, so I'm showing
maybe,
it should be in the upper left-hand corner, right?
Yes, correct. It would it's between the 2 notches for the azimuth.
Okay, so I got him at 89 degrees,
okay.
Nose on.
So that's his heading.
That's correct.
Right. So his reciprocal heading would be
275. Well, it would be plus 200 minus 20.
Correct.
So that would put him at 269.
Conversely, minus 200 plus 20. Either way will work. Basically, you're just, adding or subtracting 180 degrees.
Right. So if in this case, I add 200 and then subtract, I got 269 is his heading.
He's heading 890 or 89. So
yeah, I'm sorry. The reciprocal is 269.
Correct.
Right.
So basically, we're on reciprocal heading right now.
Yeah.
Because we're at 270. However, we are 30 miles away roughly. It's 29 really, but I'm just going to say 30.
All right. So that's the rule of 30 to 15. Like his aspect is 0 right now. It looks like a 0 cut to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
then we need to do what since he's 0 aspect?
Well, ideally at this range we want him with a target aspect of 15, if I'm not mistaken. So we'd want to kick and build here.
Correct. Yep.
So we should kick and build to the right.
Why not left?
Um, I envision that flying across his nose, and it's going to take us that much longer to build the separation we're trying to establish.
Kind of a trick question. In this case, it doesn't matter left or right.
Because it's so close to zero?
The aspect, yes. Either way would be considered code. Now, if his target aspect stick was, say, in the 7 o'clock position, like pointing to
Uh-huh.
the lower left,
Right.
which way should we kick and build then?
To the right.
Correct. You always kick and build opposite the direction of the aspect arrow.
Right.
In this case, since it's straight down, it doesn't matter. We can go either way. We have our choice.
Okay.
I'm
Where
right-handed,
he's-
so I like to go right.
Because the way I think about it is because he's slightly left of the center line, I would generally push to the opposite of that. If he was on the right side of the center line, I would push to the left of that.
Yes, that would work too. And that also would be a good example of the part in the chapter where they ask about how you decide which way to turn to meet the threat. One way may look good, but the other way may be more efficient, so you should try and consider the other way. So your logic there is correct.
Okay.
So when we're kicking and building to the right, basically we're trying to build lateral separation because we don't have enough, because the aspect is so small. So by kicking and building to the right, we're widening the separation between us. And then when we get the aspect that we need, we'll lock it in by going to bandit reciprocal.
Right. So the question is with 30-mile range and we're trying to get the 15 target aspect.
Right.
And he's at zero now.
Right.
How far do we need to turn in order to make that happen?
50 ATA code. And
Okay.
we hold him there and we watch his target aspect. It's going to grow as we start getting closer and closer. But the question is it going to grow enough? We've basically already missed our 30-mile gate because he's at 0 aspect right now. If he was at 15 aspect right now, we're perfectly good to go because we have bandit recip. But we're
Right.
not. So we have to go to the next gate, which will be at 20. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 20 miles would be the next one.
Okay. And if just a quick refresher, when I look at the radar attack screen, the center tick mark is 0, and then to the left of that, the middle tick mark would be 35 degrees, and the final tick mark before the very edge of the screen is 70.
Yeah, give or take, because the full width of the screen is 140.
Right.
So it's actually a little less or so, but it's good enough to estimate.
Okay. I just want to know where I'm going to put him,
Right.
but I got it.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to kick and build to the right.
Right. Now wait, before you unpause, I'm blind on you, and I want to make sure that doesn't become something that hampers the training session.
Okay.
So where are you at?
According to the ESA, it looks like you're directly at my 6. What's your angels?
Angels is 12.4.
Okay, so you're above me by about 1,000 feet.
Okay, so we're in combat stat. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Good to go.
Unpause in 3, 2, 1. Okay, kick and build to the right.
Turning.
So you can either place it with your radar screen or in your HUD, which has a pretty good approximation. Like right now I have it saying 43. Yeah, it's about right where it should be.
All right, I got him right at 50 according to my HUD.
Okay, good. All right, I'm going to pause it here. I have a range from of about 21.6. How do you have? Copy.
I got him at 22.1.
Okay, so our next gate is how far?
20.
Right. And
So 2
target
miles.
aspect should be what at 20?
I can't remember if it's 20 or if it's 10. Is it 20-20?
Yep. That's how I remember it. 20/20 vision,
Right.
20
Okay.
range, 20 aspect.
All right.
So
Now
what's our S?
look at the MFD right now. I see that as being like, I don't know, like, and this is where the book is a little vague on these things because you're just eyeballing it,
Mm-hmm.
as far as I can tell. And so I'm looking at that and saying, well, that looks like roughly 15 degrees to me. But
Do you see the stick off to the side a little bit?
yeah, it's off to the
Okay.
side. It's really hanging off the right leg of the star of the LNS,
Oh, so it's pointing towards you?
pointing towards us. Yeah.
Okay. Mine is, we're at different positions, so mine will be different. Mine's still showing 0.
Okay.
So for me, it tells me that he is about 50 degrees left, so 50 left ATA.
Hmm.
And since his target aspect is straight down, that means his nose is pointed directly at me. So for you, so the stick is basically in the like 4 o'clock position?
Yeah, roughly there.
Okay. So he's at whatever azimuth you have him at, say roughly 50.
According to my head, I got him at 49.
Okay. And that means he has a target aspect of about 30 right on you. So his nose is off you a bit, and if he turned his head 30 degrees to the right, he would see you.
Okay, I'm a little lost on how you got there. I got a 49 ATA, and I'm looking his target aspect stick is at clock position on the at a 30.
Okay. And that was on the bottom right-hand point of the star, you're saying.
Correct.
Right. Yeah.
Correct. His
Yes,
target
that's
aspect
about
stick
30.
set.
It's actually in the manual. It's kind of funny. The tip of the right hand bottom star or left hand bottom star is 36 degrees of all things.
Okay.
So if you estimated 30, yeah, it's pretty close enough. So that means that on his heading of 88 degrees, if he turned his head to look 30 degrees to the right, he'll be looking right at you.
Okay. I get that he would, yeah, in other words, he would have to turn his nose 30 degrees to be pointing at me.
Correct.
But so really this is just I'd have to memorize those images on the in the manual because I saw those same images. I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But it's without memorizing those, I have no way of in the cockpit of determining like, oh, okay, well the stick is at the 4
Right.
o'clock position, so that plus my ATA equals X. There's no mathematic formula for it, right? You just have to memorize those pictures.
Yeah, or you just have to get a spatial feel of the environment, like
Okay.
visualize where he is in relation to you. And you have your data link on?
Yeah.
Look at your SA page.
Okay, well
Is
that
he
target
showing on it?
aspect, yeah, that target aspect is much more extreme. He's it's like more at like the well, that's actually more like the 4 o'clock position. It's the stick is coming out between the right point of the star and the lower right point of the star.
Right. And see
And
that stick,
the one on my attack radar is coming right off the lower right point of the star.
mm-hmm. See the one that's on the SA, that's not target aspect, that's bandit heading.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how, if you visualize the aspect from your attack radar, you know that he's turning his head to the right 30 degrees to see you.
Right.
And then if you look on the SA, it's different because he's heading in that direction. And if he looked 30 degrees to the right, he would see you.
I
The
see.
real way to really
Right.
see the difference is when in the attack radar, in the attack radar, the aspect stick is straight down for 0
Yeah.
aspect.
Yeah.
You would expect that means he's heading right at you. And if you look at the SA, it won't be straight down. His heading stick would be pointing directly at you. So that kind of gives
Right.
you the feel of how to visually, spatially recognize where everyone is.
Okay.
So
And it's probably just smart to memorize
Yeah.
the images because you get a sense, because I thought coming off at the lower right point of that star, that was 15 degrees of TA,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not. It's 30 or so.
Right.
Okay.
So, if anything, if you ever are in doubt as to where the bandit is in relation to spatially and heading, based on what you read from the radar screen,
Mm-hmm.
the back check is look at the SA.
Okay. All right. And
Okay.
kind of compare those two and get an approximation.
Right, yeah. Because if you
Yeah.
start getting confused how to interpret the radar screen, then cheat a little and look at the SA, and it'll just tell you where he is and where he's headed.
Right.
Of course, if your data link is gone or you don't have one, then you're kind of screwed. You just have to know how to interpret it, but, it's there.
Right. Right. Okay. So from this point, we got them at 30 degrees at 22 miles, and we wanted 2020. So we should start turning back into them now because we've overblown the lateral separation.
No.
Okay.
We're going to continue on Bandit. Oh, wait. I lost places to where we left off. Hold on, let me think about it for a second. Okay, so we're at 50 ATA on our first turn.
Right.
So we're going to continue to hold him at 50 ATA and watch his aspect, and it should grow. We'll get to the next gate at 20, and if his aspect is 20, then we're good. We hit our gate. We will go bandit reset then. That locks into 40,000. If it does not, we continue on this heading, holding him at 50 ATA till the next gate, and we check again.
Okay. But wouldn't the target aspect, if his target aspect is at 30, aren't we looking for a decrease in target aspect? So we want it to decrease to 20?
Yeah, you're correct. I realize I misspoke when I said grow. No, the TA has to decrease.
Mm-hmm. And so by extending along this heading, that will do that? Because I would have thought it would have made a more sharp target aspect. In other words, it would only increase, and next time you look down, it'd be like, say, at 35, 40, 45.
It would increase if we had greater than 50 ATA, because
Okay.
we're heading away towards him while he's trying to head towards us. Or if he changed heading to try to get nose onto us more.
Uh-huh.
And 9 times out of 10, he's going to do that because no fighter pilot's going to sit there and just fly straight ahead and let you get on his 6.
Right.
So, we'll just account for that.
Okay.
Okay. So, from this point, we haven't hit the 20-mile gate yet. So we'll go to 20, see what the aspect is, and then we decide from there.
All right, good.
All right, unpause in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're going to keep holding him at 50 ATA. Here's 20. I still have him at 0 TA. What do you have?
I got him at same, still at 30.
Okay, I'm going to pause it here. Okay, so he should have been at 20, and he's at 30. So what should we do?
Well, we should stay along this heading then. It somewhat defies my instincts, but apparently if we stay along the 50 ATA, what is going to happen is that it should decrease his target aspect to 20.
Right. And our next gate is
15.
And do you remember what the target aspect is for that?
I want to say 15 for 15.
It's actually 30.
Oh, that's right. It flips. It's
right.
In one chart, it's 30 for 15. So at 30 miles, you want them at 15 TA, and at 15, you want them at 30.
Right. And you're pretty close to that
so,
now.
So in other words, if he maintains his 30 target aspect, in another 5 miles, we'll just simply turn on the bandit reset then.
Correct. You got it.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That's great.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Unpause. All right. What's his aspect now?
All
And
right,
his
pause
aspect?
it.
All right, what was his
So,
aspect?
all right, I still got him at, I got him at 30 according, now that I've memorized that the lower right hand point of the star actually equates to roughly 36 target aspect.
Right.
We can say that he's 30 target aspect still.
Okay.
He maintained.
Now, if you noticed, he's turning into us a little more. His heading is now 78. It used to be 88.
I got his heading at 65.
And what was it before? Do you remember? It changed, though, is the point, right?
Yeah, no, it totally
Yeah.
changed.
You know,
His heading was what, 89,
yeah.
and
The,
then it came down to 65. So
this is a two ship, so there is a possibility you're locked onto one, I'm locked onto another, but close enough. Okay, so the target aspect is around 30. We're at the 15 gate. We're a little bit past now because we're doing stuff, but that is sufficient.
right,
So we have 40,000 feet of separation right now. So what's our next step?
we want to turn onto a heading of 265 onto a heading of 245 to establish a bandit reciprocal heading.
Refresh my memory. What heading does he have on your screen now?
He has a heading of 65.
Okay, so we want to go to what heading? What's bandit reciprocal?
245.
Correct. Okay, so we're going to be on pause. We're going to kick it over as fast as we can to get 245. We want to lock that in as soon as possible.
All right.
All right.
Got it.
And pause in 3, 2, 1.
Turning to 245.
All right, I'm at 245.
2 same.
Okay, I'm going to pause here. Okay, we got to the next gate a little fast, which would have been 10 miles. 10 miles is where the intercept tactics end and the WVR tactics begin.
Right, I was going to say, I can see him now.
Right. And right now, we have the 40,000 feet of separation that we need. So the next thing to check is what his current aspect is. So what TA does he have right now?
The TA stick is coming just slightly left. It's coming down the middle of the star and slightly left of 0.
Okay, so say about 10 degrees or something like that.
Yeah, something in that area.
Right. So for him, it's 10 left. Okay, here's what is supposed to happen. At 10 miles, with the kick and build strategy, we're supposed to go nose on. Let me backtrack a little bit. If we have 10 degrees of aspect, we're supposed to go 40 ATA hot for collision, which we do have, because you said you have about 10 degrees. So we're going to want to kick him over to the right. Wait, let's see, his aspect is left. Yeah, we want to kick him over to the right to an ATA of 40.
Okay.
And hold that. And we should, in theory, collide with each other. So our actions of coming together is going to put us in the envelope that we need to get nose on and turn on him.
Okay. So I got him to my right about 1 o'clock. And you're telling me I'm going to take a right-hand turn for 40 ATA, and because he's at 10 miles with 10 degrees of aspect, and what that's going to do is put me on a collision course with him?
Yeah, see, right now, you said he's got a target aspect of 10 left?
No.
Or is it 10 right?
He is 10 right.
Oh, okay.
He is 10 right, but, well, okay. I think I'm confusing vocabulary here.
Okay, if you were sitting in his cockpit right now, which way would you need to turn your head to see yourself, or to see your Hornet?
I would have to turn my head to the right.
Okay, about 10 degrees.
About 10 degrees, correct.
Okay, so he has a target aspect of 10 right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so when you say 10 right, you're not like approximating by the ticks at the bottom of your radar screen. You're approximating by the target aspect stick off of the target.
Right.
All right. And so you're looking at that and you're saying, okay, well, he's right of my 0 tick mark on my radar screen and his stick is about 10 degrees. So that makes him target aspect 10 degrees right.
Correct. And him being
Okay.
at the 0 tick mark of your radar screen means he's ATA 0.
Yeah, or cut.
Right. Now,
Okay.
I have to backtrack a little bit because you said it was 10 degrees, and I was like, that's what we need. But actually, at 10 degrees, we're supposed to have 40 aspect. Or at 10 miles, we're supposed to have 40 aspect.
Right.
That's when we turn to a collision course. In this case, we don't. Sorry, I had it backwards. Since he has 10 aspect, it's not the 40 that we need. So
Okay.
that's when the rule of 40 is going to come in.
Right.
Okay, so he has 10 degrees right. The rule of 40 says take 40 degrees, subtract his aspect to the opposite direction. So since he's 10 right, we're going to take 40, subtract 10, makes 30, and it's going to be left because he's right. So we're going to place him to 30 degrees with a left turn.
Okay. All right. So let me just go over that again and make sure I understand it. When I look at the radar screen, the center tick mark is 0 degrees. It's 0. I'm nose on, whatever.
Right,
And
for ATA.
for ATA. And when I got a target locked up, to the right of that, in this example, of that 0 ATA, and I see that his TA stick hanging off of the target is roughly 10 degrees. It's 10 degrees TA, 10 degrees right. It's 10 degrees right.
Correct.
All right, and now I employ the rule of 40. So minus that 10 degrees, I'm going to kick 30 to an ATA of 30 left. Is that right? Is that correct?
Partially. You're going to kick 30 degrees to the left because he has a right aspect. It doesn't have anything to do with ATA. So when you kick over in your HUD, you're going to see those numbers telling you how far away by degrees he is. You're going to kick that over until it says 30. And then you're going to reverse your roll and head back at him. See, basically what you're doing, right now we don't have 40,000 feet of separation between us. It's probably more like, let's see, we're at 8 miles and he's an aspect 10. So it's more like 88,000 or something like that.
Right. So
we
right
got to
now
make that 40,000. So
right.
by
So
you
right now,
turning away from him quickly to the left, you're creating that separation. And then when you get to that 40,000, which is when he's at 30 degrees, you turn back into him. Now we have that 40,000 or around 40,000 and continue to prosecute the target.
Right. So we're repeating the kick and build plan and what we're doing is
Yeah.
40 minus 10 is 30. And so I got to turn, because he's a right aspect, I got to turn left until my instrumentation tells me I'm 30 ATA.
Right. Or you can eyeball it. If he's 30,
Yeah.
if you turn your head about 30 degrees and he's there, that's where you turn back.
Right. Okay.
Got it? Okay.
Right. And we're going once we hit that, we're rolling right back in on him.
Yes. Yeah, you don't wait. Once you get there, roll back in and then start either your stern conversion or your defensive counter or offensive counter turn and so on. But we're WVR then, so now it's ACM rules at that point.
All right. Once we hit the 30, before we initiate the stern conversion, let's pause it and make sure that we walk through that portion of it so I get it right.
Before we hit the 30?
No. Once we hit 30, the next step is to roll in.
Right.
Once we're done rolling in, I'm going to call pause, and I just want to go through the stern conversion rules and make sure I'm set up right so I don't screw up the end of this.
Sure. All right, ready?
Okay, I'm ready to go when you are.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, got 30, rolling back in. I'm nose on
Pause.
Pause. Pause. All right. I hit the 30 and I rolled back in, and now I've got him like nearly nose on.
Okay.
So I think I screwed it up.
No, no, no. It's hard to tell at this point. You got to see what he's doing at the moment and what you're doing. What's your speed right now?
All right. My speed's 392. And my closure is 1100.
Okay.
So
your
I'm
speed
high
is
on closure.
yeah, your speed is good. You have enough energy. Closure is a little bit high, so in this case, if you imagine that he's just trying to get around you or past you, it's going to take a lot of G and a lot of G and less energy to do that because you're going to bleed everything off with the G force. So at this point, since the closure rate is high, I would choose a lag pursuit.
Right.
To open the range up a little bit, lessen the G's to have to turn, and then you won't have as because you have 392 now. That's a good amount of energy for maneuvering. You won't bleed so much.
Right.
And then continue that until he starts to slide into your weapon envelope to take the sidewinder shot.
All right. And at this point, into the stern. All right. So a couple things. When I hit 30 and immediately started to roll back on, I wasn't supposed to end up where I'm at, right? Because I'm at practically zero aspect with him now.
If you're nose on, that's the best starting point.
Okay, so this is actually where I wanted to end up.
Right.
Okay, so I thought when I rolled out, I was supposed to just roll out on a bandit reciprocal and have 40,000 of separation between me and him.
Yeah, no, not necessarily. The main thing with that rule of 40 rule out is to make that separation, and that's it. It's not supposed to get you in a position. It's not supposed to put you in a perfect sidewinder shot. It's just giving you that space so that you can maneuver with it.
Right, the lateral separation,
right.
Which I somehow I established by hitting the 30 ATA, but when I rolled back, I took it back for myself. I'm not like, there's not 40,000 lateral separation between him and now.
Right. Well, there's not going to be, because, otherwise all our dogfights will always happen at 40,000 feet. No one would ever get a guns kill. No one will ever get a sparrow kill.
Is that ideally the goal, though, is to try and, at the merge, when we cross each other, when we're passing each other, there's 40,000 separation between us? Okay.
Yeah, they've determined somehow scientifically that 40,000 is the optimal lateral separation that affords the best chance of a kill with a sidewinder less than 10 miles.
Got it.
That's the idea there. Can you approach head-on? Yeah, sure. But the thing with head-on approaches is no one has the advantage. It's a total neutral merge. Whereas with 40,000 of separation, you stand at least a better than the bandit's chance of achieving a kill.
All right. So now it becomes an ACM situation.
Right.
I'm just going to try and establish a stern conversion. I'm going to make a turn so that I am roughly 1,000 feet below him at his 6, and I'm in range for a missile shot.
Right.
And because I'm going fast, I have the energy to bleed off, but I don't want to bleed off too much because I want to be able to make sure that I maintain that 1 to 1.5 range for the missile shot. And I definitely want to be careful not to overshoot.
Right. And you don't want to bleed off too much, especially in a Hornet, because as you know, the Hornet does not sustain energy in a turn well at all. So you would just want mild energy excursions in a kill. So you're ready to kill a bandit?
Yeah, I'm ready. Am I forgetting any part of the procedure?
Nope, I think you got it. And I think you're locked onto the lead one. So
yeah.
I've got his trail, so that's good.
Okay, great.
All
right.
3, 2, 1.
Let's do it. Four miles. All right, his trailer's locking me up.
Actually, it was locking me. You probably got that residual radar detected, but I'm on him.
Colt 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 00942 at 17,000, Colt.
You picked one up, I'm on him.
He's on my 6.
Fox 2. Boom. Your 6 is clear.
All right. Roger, coming in on top of mine.
Roger that.
Missile, missile, missile. Break right, break right.
Oh, I took it. Get him for me.
Roger. Fox 2. 9 Ls.
Oh, yeah. You said the 9 or X-ray, huh?
Yeah. He's got me. You son of a. Alright. Fox 2. Ah.
Time to go guns.
Am I carrying a gas tank?
I don't believe so. Let me check. No, you're clean.
Okay.
You got him?
Almost. He's got me in loops, and I'm trying to maintain energy and maintain separation to set up the shot.
Yeah, it's that MiG-21 UFO ability again.
Yeah, he's turning inside my circle. All right, he's screwed up.
Get him. Yeah, ventilate his canopy with some 20 mic.
No. He is just. Yep.
Nice.
There we go.
That was like a 90-degree deflection angle too.
If I can just get him to settle down a bit.
He punched out. He must be out of gas. Or he lost control.
All right, splash 1. I'll take it. He was he had me in loop to loops, and I couldn't get speed up to close the range up. So I was making those gunshots at max range.
Wow. Alright, we're gonna try it again.
Yeah. If you got the time, I'd love to.
Yeah, I got it. Probably about 15 more minutes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna kill the server and bring it back up again. So it resets.
Okay, leaving the server.
Okay, go ahead.
Mic off. Mic
Okay, I'm
on.
gonna go ahead and, whoops, wrong server.
Do you want the
Connected.
ROG one?
Yeah, instinct. All right, so 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, joining.
Okay, going pit.
Just gonna have to get this through repetition.
Yeah, it's the best way. Those missions that I sent you are really good for practicing it because they have different aircraft per mission, and their difficulty levels I think are different, and
Okay.
then their positional start points are as well. Oh, and they change up your weaponry too. Like sometimes they'll give you 9er X-rays, and others will give you 9er Limas.
Okay. Right,
Okay.
so that just kind of, okay.
3, 2, 1. Okay, setting up.
Okay, setting up.
Take push 31, mate. Take room at 350, push up, get back to you. Hook right. Awareness, hook right. 350.
Alright, one ready.
One at 14.5 normal. Get him.
Damn it.
Clear tactical. Not set, push up.
All right, yeah, I'm ready.
On your seat, one checking in, man.
Okay, spawning.
Fly 1 feet, 0, 10. Mark. 320.
Alright, fight's on.
Call 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 270, 445 at 15,000.
Okay, I have banded at 43 miles. Bearing
Okay.
272. What's your readings on him?
Got him with a 30-degree aspect.
Pausing right here. I just want to pause because we're right at the 40-mile gate. Okay.
All right, so
What
I
you
got him, I think it's a bit faded, so it's hard to say, but I think I had him at a 30-degree aspect left,
Mm-hmm.
and I got him at roughly 40 miles.
Okay.
So at that point, 40, 30, I'm not sure if we're still in a kick and build there, if we're just going to fly the reciprocal.
I'm sorry, what did you say his aspect was again?
I think it's 30, but the image faded, so I'm not sure.
Okay, if it's 30, we're not kick and build. Kick and build is 10 or less.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have a name for this game plan, but in this game plan, we would simply go to bandit reciprocal.
Okay. All right, so that would put us.
Yeah, it's
I got him
medium
at
TA.
I got him at a heading of 91, which means that we should adjust to a heading of 279.
Okay.
Did I? 271 rather.
Oh yeah,
What
it
am I
is
thinking?
91. The sun is on it so bright I can barely see, but yes, 91.
So
yes,
200,
so
yeah,
bandit
271.
reciprocal is 271, correct? Which we're
Right.
at 260 right now, so it'll be easy.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So medium. This is a medium
TA.
TA. Got it.
Correct. Okay, so I'll unpause and we'll go to 271.
Roger.
And all we're going to do when we do that is we're going to hold that reciprocal all the way until it gets to 40 ATA. And then we turn collision.
Okay. So we go nose on. All right. Say that again. I want
Okay.
to make sure I understood.
When we turn, we're going to basically lock in the 40,000.
Correct.
So given that his heading stays the same and ours, stays on banded reciprocal,
Uh-huh.
the target aspect is going to start changing.
Right.
When it gets to 40 ATA,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to go to collision. So if at that point he's 40 left, then we're going to put him on 40 right. And then we fly
All
it
right.
all the way in.
All right, let's pause when we get 40 ATA, and you can kind of walk me through that. I think I understand what you're saying. I just want to confirm.
Thing is, we might not get 40 ATA because he's going to maneuver also, but maybe we'll get
Right.
lucky. Okay. On pause in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so turn to 271.
Got it.
Okay, now we continue to watch him. Okay, so I'm still showing that he's 0 now. Aspect. I don't know what you have for aspect right now.
I keep getting this. Oh, yeah, roughly 0.
Okay.
34 miles and 0.
Alright, so we keep going.
He might be 10 left at most.
Okay, he's at Mach 0.9. We want to try and match that. So let's get up to Mach 0.9.
I'm at 0.73.
Okay. I'm
Got
at
him at 20.
0.87.
Got him at 22 miles now.
Yep. I still have 0 aspect on him.
Yeah, 0. One is at 0 aspect. The other one's at roughly 10.
Okay.
Maybe more than that though.
Okay,
Hold
so it's
on.
growing, so that's good. It's just gonna be, is it gonna grow fast enough? We're
Okay.
approaching 15 miles.
Pause it here. All right, let me look at the screen. I'm having trouble seeing through the sun and stuff. Yeah, so the stick is inside the right point, lower right point of the star. So I'm guessing that's around 10 to 15 aspect. You
Right.
concur?
Yes, I concur.
All right, so the one that the target to the right is at roughly 10 to 15 aspect, and the one that his trailer is at 0 aspect.
Okay,
So
their
at this
headings are
distance,
slightly different. One's heading right at us, and the other one is trying to flank us, basically.
right? So at this distance, and given the scenario, what do you advise?
We continue on, looking for 40 ATA until we get to 10 nautical, and then we go nose on.
All right, because right now he's not 1530 even. We're at 15 and he's roughly 10.
Right.
So yeah. So last time it was at 50, and what we did was if I remember, is that we employed the 40 rule.
At 10 nautical miles.
At 10 nauticals.
Right.
What did we do at 15 miles?
I believe at 15 miles that he met the TA requirement.
Of 30. So we just proceeded on the bandit reciprocal.
Right.
Okay. Well, he's not at 15 miles. He's not at the bandit reciprocal. No, he's not at 30 TA. So we're not kicking and building?
No, because we're on the medium TA game plan.
All right. So we're not adjusting that game plan because at 15 miles, I consider the gates check-in. This check-in, because his target aspect hasn't changed, because he's like about 10 or less. I would have thought that required a kick and build.
You're breaking up a lot, but I think I know what you're saying. Yeah, okay. we don't make our next turn in this game plan until he reaches 40 ATA.
Okay, so I thought the point of the gates was at, you check to see his target aspect and then you adjust the plan from there. And so since he's like about 10 degrees, maybe even a tad less, or roughly between 10 to 15, we don't engage in a kick and build here. We stick to the medium game plan.
Right.
Okay.
And I think the idea they have with that is because half of that problem was solved already by him having a higher target aspect. By going bandit recip and locking that in, the rest of it, because of the geometry, grows that separation for us. And that's why when it
Okay.
gets to a 40 ATA, then we know we're there for sure. We go and we turn to collision.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go 40 ATA. When we go 40 ATA at 10 miles, we're turning into them.
Well, that would depend on what his aspect is. If his aspect is left, we're going to put him on our right, and vice versa. We're basically going to become, he and us are going to become the two ends of the triangle, heading towards that common collision point vertex.
All right. Let's go another 5 miles and pause it.
Okay.
And we can discuss there, and hopefully it'll make more sense.
Okay. Unpause. 3, 2, 1.
12 miles.
Copy. All right, I have 10.
Got 10. Pause it. All right. I
Okay.
actually got him at 8.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So now I'm looking, and again, his target aspect is somewhere between 0 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I got
Same
him
here.
at 8 miles. So now what I should do is put him at 40 ATA, and because he's left 10, he's at left 10 target aspect, I should go to the right and get a 40 ATA and then roll in on him.
Almost. Okay, first of all, we, how do I put this? If the maneuvering was such that he ended up at 40 ATA, then we put him on collision. However, in this situation, we only have him at about 23 ATA.
Okay.
So we're not going to be going to collision at this point. Then the other thing is his aspect is 0. So going to left or right to get him on collision is immaterial because there is no left or right. He's nose on to us.
Okay.
So all of those parts of the plan are now out the window. But however, we're at around 10 miles.
All right.
So at this point, we should be considering our rule of 40. And they're roughly 0 to 10 degrees. So we're either going to go 30 or 40 degrees code from them to artificially make that 40,000 separation and then turn back in.
Right. So if I'm looking at my bandit, which is roughly got a target aspect of 10, I would go 40 minus 10 to 30. So I'm going to go 30 ATA cold.
Is he 10 left or right for you?
He's 10 left.
Okay, so then you would go right.
Well, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. The target aspect stick is pointed at my 0 marker. Right.
And he's on the left side of your screen or the right side?
Yeah, but the contact is on the left side of the screen.
So the stick is, in relation to the star, the stick is pointing to like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay,
so
then
that means he would have to turn his head, left 10 degrees to see me. But the contact that I have LNS on is to the left of my 0 marker on my attack screen.
Okay, so then it sounds like you would turn right because you're basically going to turn away from him to increase that range. Okay.
Yeah, that was my understanding.
Right.
Right. So I'm going to turn to an ATA at 30 right.
Correct.
Right. And then I'm going to roll back in on him.
Immediately roll back in, get him your nose approximately on, and then assess the situation from there.
Okay.
All right.
Ready.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. All right. Got the 30.
Are you on
Rolling
the trail
back
or
in.
the lead?
I'm on the most right contact.
Okay, I'll take the left one, which is who I had locked on anyway, so that's good.
Call 1-1, Overlord, 1-1, Bra.
This one there.
4743.
Oh, he put one right down my throat.
Alright, I'm on this one. Fox 2. Fox 2 again.
1-1, Overlord, 1-1, Bra. 14742.
Wow, these missiles really suck.
They're terrible.
Alright, going to guns.
I had a great cue on. I got a great tone, and the missile just went off to nowhere.
I'm shooting right on cue, and it's not hitting a thing.
There you go,
There we
Bones.
go, finally.
He punched out. Check your 6.
Yep, I see him.
Missile inbound.
I lost him. I saw the missile, but I lost him because of it. Oh, there he is. Times like this, I wish I had a Tomcat with all the thrust to pull me through this.
Right. Man, he is moving.
Oh yeah. He's bleeding my energy big time.
Well, his mistake is he's bringing it down low where you tend to perform better.
Yeah, and I was bringing it back up high too.
Well, this is what they like to do. The AI likes to throw it into some sort of loop fight, which is annoying because it is hard to balance the two.
Need more energy. You're close.
Did you get him? I thought you hit him.
I thought I did too, but apparently not.
You know, you need more lead.
I hate shooting vertically like that because I never know when I'm going to run out of the energy to sustain it.
Yeah. I find it's best to try and hit him in the bottom of the loop.
Good point.
I think you tagged him there.
Overshot, that's my mistake. And
Did he go?
I'm Winchester too, great.
I think you damaged him because he's not
Yeah, he's
not
smoking.
following you. He wants to follow you, but I don't think he can.
This is annoying because the majority of those shots I shot when it said shoot, and none of them hit.
Right.
Like that sustained burst that I had, the shoot was not the whole time, that's why I sustained the burst, and none of them hit.
Yeah. They supposedly fixed the dispersion on the gun, but
Yeah, I thought so too. And there was a while too when, if you had it on him and it said shoot, it definitely was going to hit him. Now it's like, doesn't seem like that anymore.
right.
So, alright, well, here's my bug out. I don't know if he's bugging. Oh, we're all out because we put the hard deck.
Well,
well.
the I made a flop based on the last engagement that there would be at least a single pass, and the AI decided, nope, I'm not doing a single pass with you. And so my mistake was making an assumption because he shot a missile right at me, and by the time I realized, I have trouble too spotting a missile coming at me. I see the smoke plume and I'm going, well, wait, is that his contrail or is that a missile?
Oh,
And by the
yeah.
time I figure out it's a missile, it's too late.
Yeah, I get that. When I see a red dot, I'm like, put my nose on to try to lock it and track it, and it's not locking. And then I realize, oh, that's because that red dot's a missile, not the airplane. And then I'm dead.
Yeah, so that's actually how I get killed a lot. That's how I got killed the other night, Monday night on the server. I was like, is that his smoke or is that a missile coming at me? And
Right.
I was like, oh crap, it's a missile. And I brake hard right, but it's too late
Yeah.
at those speeds. I got to learn how to defend against that because that's really an Achilles heel.
Yeah. I think we all could stand to learn better missile defense too.
Yeah.
I know I do.
So just to recap, we're at 10 miles and he's got roughly 10 degrees. And at that situation, I'm trying to build 10 miles and 40 target aspect, or 40,000 of separation. So I'm gonna kick out to his cold side
Yes.
with, 40 minus 10, in this case would be 30, to create that lateral separation, roll back in, and at the merge, try to create a stern conversion scenario.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got it.
In the rule of 40, you always turn code to the bandit.
Got it. All right, well, that much at least I can walk out of here. That's simple enough to remember. If everything else goes wrong, or I screw up and forget something, I at least know that when I'm at 10 miles, I'm looking for the rule of 40.
There you go.
That's like a last ditch effort, but at least there's that constant.
Right. What's fun is when they start out with a high aspect, because then you get to kick it over to 40 ATA hot and go full burn. You want to be a Mach 0.1 above their speed. So basically, you're at a deficit of 40,000 separation. So you're desperately trying to make it before you hit the gate. So it's kind of fun because you're like, you turn and burn basically to get there.
Right. So if he's target aspect is not cold, it's hot on me. And is that what you said? Is when you do that?
No, if their target aspect is high, like let's say it's
high.
Let's say at 40,
Yeah.
he's got an aspect of like 45.
Yeah. Then you're like, okay, I gotta put myself on a collision course with this guy.
Yeah, you gotta make up the deficit as fast as you can, basically.
Right.
It gets really exciting because you go full burn and stuff.
All right. So if there were chapters that I wanted to review, you would say the ones concerning, like chapter 6, target aspect, and the chapters concerning this medium, high, and
yeah, chapter 6, yes, chapter 7 definitely.
Okay.
Chapter 7 explains the game plans and runs some examples.
Got it. Okay. All right, man. Well, listen, I really appreciate it. Feel it was very helpful overall.
Yeah,
At least I got some sense of it.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
It'll come with time. Yeah, it'll come with practice, I think.
Right. And then you'll forget it again. And then it'll come back. And then you'll forget it. Yeah.
Yep, that's how
It
that
happens
goes.
sometimes.
All right, well,
Yeah.
thanks for meeting me.
Yeah, one more key. Try to understand the spatial relationships of everything, because even if you can't interpret what's going on in the radar for whatever reason, if you understand what's going on in real space around you,
Yeah.
then you can figure out where you're going wrong misinterpreting the signs on the radar.
Right.
And it'll also give you a better understanding as to, for instance, when our range is decreasing, if we're in bandit reset and the range is decreasing, target aspect is increasing. Why is that? And if you put yourself in a situation, like let's say you're driving in a car down the street and someone is driving in opposite traffic and you're looking at each other while you're driving. If you notice, as you're getting closer and closer to each other, your head's turning more and more to the left. That's target aspect increasing, and that's ATA increasing as range decreases. So,
Right.
you know, real life examples like that help you to understand what they're getting at.
Right, right. You know, what else would be useful is, you know, if you don't mind, send me a pop quiz question every week,
Oh, yeah. Oh, that'd be cool.
and you know, just provide me a scenario, and I'll try and answer it without referencing the text. And I'll use the honor system. If I have to reference the text, I'll tell you.
Okay.
But eventually, you get to a point where, like, you know, your standard. There's got to be a cache of relatively standard scenarios where it makes sense to like memorize those situations.
Right. Yeah, it's a good idea. Okay.
All right,
I'll be
man.
like Kato and Inspector Clouseau. I'll just catch you out of there and jump you.
I used to love those movies. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah, I'll just hide in my cupboard and try and kill me.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right.
I'll
Good flying
talk
with
to you.
Good job.
Good flying with you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Item 5 is aircraft on runway. Item 6, Delta 373 from Delta 654 Demon 2, 3 shots, ground 1,
chucks.